Okay, we're back. It's Andy here. I'm working on this V65 Magna Carb. We've disassembled the bottom end with the floats, the top end with the slides, and now I'm going to work on the main body itself. I'm going to start here with removing the choke. So there's a black plastic tube here which has to slide out. First, it has a little lip on the top. If this won't move, don't grip it with pliers. Don't pry underneath this little lip. You're just going to have to work at it. Perhaps spray some penetrant down in between. Try and get it out. Okay. Now with that out, we can compress this spring and rotate. And rotate this. Some of them are a bit sticky, but there we go. It doesn't take force. Okay, see? There we go. Got that. And the spring out. Now unscrew this plastic retaining nut, and on the end here there's a rubber cap. Okay, pull the spring out gently, and yes, every single choke on this set of carbs has been stuck in there, so I'm just going to leave it, and when I get it soaking in the ultrasonic cleaner, see if I can get it to come out a little later on. Okay, next step for me here is I'm going to remove this shaft. In order to do that, again, these are very small screws on here. It's very important, as I mentioned earlier, to have prepared a screwdriver, or to use this, in fact, a JIS screwdriver. And to get these to come out, put the screwdriver in there, push down, hold it firmly, and then just snap. There we go. And once it's broken loose, you should be able to unscrew it. The back of these screws are actually staked over so that they don't come out on their own. Alright, the tiny little screws. Once again, seat it in there and just snap. There we go. It is a real bugger if you strip the heads on one of these. It's not impossible to get them out, but it's unpleasant. Okay, now turn this. Oh, this is very stiff and sticky. You see, it's barely returning at all. Turn this till this is pointing straight up. Then take the butterfly in there and pull it straight up. If you get it to roll over to one side or another, it will jam. So periodically you have to check the holes and make sure it's coming straight up. And if it doesn't, you gotta push it back in. Okay, and there you go. Okay, now that has come out, and it has, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it has the keen symbol on there, and you can remember that that's outside at the top when you go to reassemble. Okay, now it's only just a matter of gently pulling this. This is very gumped up, gooed up. There we go, release the spring and gently pull this out. Okay. Okay. Notice this is bent, and straighten that a little bit later on. Okay, this will get a little bit further disassembled, but that's not difficult. Okay, now under here there should be a, there we go. There's a fiber washer that you couldn't even see because of the crap that's on it. This has to get cleaned. This is an anti-friction. And right here you can see this shiny ring. That's a cap that's going to hold a felt washer in underneath. I like to get in under there and just gently pull it up. And there's a felt washer that's going to do the sealing around here. These are available. I know of one place on the web where you can get them. They're very pricey. Easiest thing to do is don't damage them. Okay, so I've put that in some oil to soak, and this is all going to get cleaned up. All right. Right, now the last thing to do is the pilot screw here. You can tell which side the pilot screw is on because they have two identical holes. It's on the side which has this little brass BB in here. Okay. So what I like to do with these, and I'm not going to do it on this set of carbs because of the condition that they're in, but I will run that screw in with a flat blade screwdriver, and you'll notice I have marks on here that help me count the quarters and eighths of turns, but I would run that down until it just bottoms, counting the number of turns, and record that. I find that information useful, but in this case here I don't want to run the risk, so I'm just going to unscrew this. Okay, then this one came out with the spring. It's not in too bad a condition. In fact, it's the best of the four on this one. What's still in the hole here now is a very small washer that goes on the end of this and a very small O-ring that goes on the end of that. Okay, so to get those out, I'm going to use a modified dental pick. I'm just going to go, just has a very tiny hook on the end. Has to be tiny so it can get down through the, okay, I didn't get it. So it can go down through the center of the washer and the O-ring. Okay. There we have them. Alright. This is the O-ring. These are not reusable. This one is no longer a round cross section. Alright, and this is typical of them, and they've been completely flattened. The washer, however, is reusable. So the O-ring, I just throw it in the garbage. I'm going to replace that. Okay, so now we have completely disassembled this, with the exception of, we know that this brass choke plunger is still in there. Incidentally, if this is bent at the end, do not straighten it because it will break. Alright, and that's not coming out at all. Anyway, thank you very much.